Hello, friends. Good evening to the uh, live webinar of FMJPI, which is a pioneer website which has been started by Mr. Nilesh Barot and his team. This has been a very wonderful platform for people to exchange their ideas, talk, and meet and discuss certain things for the fraternity. And I thank him for inviting me for this webinar. And at the same time, I also want to appreciate his efforts for getting this fraternity together in some form or the other. So let me tell something about me. My name is Thomas, and I am working in the capacity of a deputy general manager with the Oberoi Realty Limited. And I'm in the industry since almost 10 to 12 years, 10 to 11 years. Prior to this, I was there with the defense, and I have a very strict working culture. So that's the main reason why I wanted to start this at 6 o'clock, and I've started it at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry that I have not waited for somebody more who could have joined. And also, foreseeing that it's a festive weekend ahead, most of the people will not like to be staying back more. So I would start off my topic straight away. Basically, we all are in a present situation where the deliverables are still intact, the expectations are the same, but we are facing certain challenges. In this present situation, we have come into a kind of a situation where we have a very limited kind of knowledge about the things, and also our resources are very limited, and we need to use these resources to ensure that our deliverables are as per the expectations. Little did we ever know that a small particle that can be washed away by soap creates such a huge mess in our industry and throughout the world. May it be facility industry, may it be real estate industry, let it be any industry, it has created a huge havoc that while most of the industries are stand still, it is the facility and the property management team, the industry that was keeping up ticking. The real estate industry as such has contributed a lot towards this situation of pandemic. Many of the many of the real estate industry developers, they have joined in together and created many SARI facilities around. In addition to the hospitals, we have created a lot of SARI. SARI means severe acute respiratory infection facilities, where which we call it as isolation centers or COVID centers, whatever we call. But WHO calls it as SARI facility. So our real estate industry has definitely contributed to the society in quick development of such facilities. Now, when we talk about real estate industry, the real estate industry is basically properties maintained, sold, and kept in the brand name. Now, our industry, our real estate industry, and the facility and property management is a very small department in the real estate industry. Though this department is comparatively small with other departments of real estate, still our contribution to the real estate industry is much more significant than what any else can give. What we perform and what we do carries the brand image as well as the perceptions of what the future buyer is. We all know that the market of today is buyer driven. It is the buyer who decides your product, decides your stability. So in the real estate industry also, although we deliver certain products, what happens is how that product is being maintained by the industrial people or by the facility management company. Bring all this into a nutshell, we can say the property and the facility management team or the sub department of the real estate industry is giving a huge impact to the overall economy of the real estate industry. Now, the present situation, although it is very, very hostile, still we find that the expectations of the client still remains the same. He does not want to compromise on what he is purchasing and what he is expected to get. For example, if I have purchased a flat or I have purchased a property from the real estate developer, my expectation is that I get all untoward services up to the end, and that too bespoke services. It is not that the buyer has purchased it, he has paid the money, and then thereafter he is left high and dry. So what carries the image of the developer is the facility management and the property management company. We have always seen that whenever the name of certain brands, certain companies are taken, the value of the property is increased. I don't want to take names of any companies, but we all know that the name of every company carries its brand name along with it. And why is this possible? This is only possible because every company who is into this industry knows what is the expectation that is required, that is from the buyer, and what is he supposed to deliver. Now, in the present scenario, we all know that during the COVID time or during the startup of the COVID till a period of 3 to 4 months, there were a lot of challenges which the facility and property management team was facing. Mainly because our team was not available at the requirement of the expectation to be delivered. We all have found that there are times where the people had to struggle back, they had to stay back, they had to sanitize themselves, they had to do so much of things to do a small job. But still, we are very, very, very much appreciated in spite of all these kind of hostilities and all these kind of troubles. We did give services to the client. Classic examples are the sacrifices that are given by the teams, those who stayed back and they willingly forego their sacrifices, forego their comforts of their family life, and stayed behind in the sites to manage the services. We as an industry, we are very proud of such kind of commitment which we have and which we will continue to go forward. Now, after having gone through all these situations, and then we are going to do the startup, we realize that the customer or the client or the residential associations or the condominium association, they feel that whatever we have been doing in the past seems to be too oversized. Now, because of this, some of them have had to cut to their existing staff to 40%. Now, this is obviously a huge hit to what we were expected to give and what we are expected to now deliver. But still, the facility industry did not say no or did not become resilient to this kind of approach. Although the team size have been downsized, we still find that the services are still going on, although not at that very high pace, but at a very reasonable space and reasonable pace in such a way that nobody is able to comment or nobody is able to say that okay, so and so company is bad, so and so this is bad. This all is possible only because the company or the mindset of the facility management and the property management company is service oriented and customer oriented, customer centered. There are classical examples of people doing multifarious jobs because the other skill set is not available. In one of the properties which we are managing, we have found that, or we have seen or witnessed, plumbers doing certain kind of masonry job, which makes everyone feel that at times of trouble, anybody can pitch in up and help you. Such kind of deliverables are bringing huge applauses and huge kind of good feel factor amongst those people, those who are taking the services. Now, when we come back to our stability period, now that when we are bouncing back to stability, what are the things that we need to do, or what do we feel, or what do you feel that we should do? Most and very critical important fact that we need to emphasize, or rather that we should keep it in our mind, is that the expectation is still the same, but we need to deliver at every cost. Now the customer does not want to spend more than what he is expected, or than what he is expecting to spend. When there was 100% of staff, but now that we have got only 60% after the COVID situation rise up. How do we match this? How do we match this gap of 40%? Is it vulnerable for the industry to take some stand on this, or is it that we will manage ourselves for this? We need to reassure the staff, those who is in the industry, especially those task level group, that they are very safe and they have been taken care of. In one of the properties, we had found out that although the people are ready to work for the site, but still there is a fear on their face, or there was a gloomy look, which made us fear or feel that there is a possibility that the team is not aware about the things, and that's why all kind of fear factor is getting formed in them. The property management team pitched in together. They brought out all the facilities that can protect them. For example, they brought the PPs and they showed it to the task level group, like the housekeepers, like the technical group, and like the security people. They showed them what is PPE, how the PPE is done, how it is protecting you. Now, once the task level knows that okay, these are the facilities which they have been provided, they have more of a motivation to help rather than to resent back to their fears. I've also seen that the property management team is very instrumental now in getting the medical facility from the hospital side, that is the ESIC, being enforced and empaneled for everybody. I'm very sure that every company will now take this very seriously, that the task level group will now look into empaneling each and every vendor, each and every guy into the ESIC facility. I'm sorry, I'm hearing a fire alarm, but don't worry, it's not a fire alarm. It's a testing for the fire alarm system and the PA system. We also know that the maintenance of a property is not possible with the limited staff. Then how do we go about with this? We all need to start maintaining the property with the limited people around in such a way that we have a proper kind of schedule, proper kind of demarcation of the areas where people can work, and also at the same time ensure that whatever the work is being done or given is delivered at the right way. At all cases, at all cases, we need to ensure that whatever is being scheduled is completed and the deliverables is given to the respective department manager. The manager is required to give a proper schedule to the tax person, to the people, so that they do the job and they report back correctly. Following the Now we need to work in such a way that everything is planned and coordinated. Everything is given back a feedback so that we know what is not done and what can be improved. Similarly, when we talk about the technical services, the expectation of the task level group has now increased from rather going to the system and seeing the pressure gauges. We know that if you perform poor in this because of the limited resources which we have, we may end up in giving up a lot of permanent damages to the system. Property management team should now involve themselves very greatly into really assessing the system at the very early stage rather than the uh, ongoing processes. Like for example, if the technician hears a varied sound or a different kind of a sound from a pump, he should proactively inform rather than telling मेरा gauge तो बराबर काम कर रहा है. So the kind of training, the kind of uh, involvement which everyone needs to be given or to put is very, very, very evident, that they need to go deep into each and everything which is there. Most probably there has to be intensive training either by the property management team or by the OEMs themselves, which will not only help the task level group to know what is their job, but also give them a very motivational factor. They will be better in a better position to understand the things and do the job better. In this way, we will be also able to reduce the maintenance bills, reduce the maintenance costs. Now, coming back to the generation of new SOPs, we all know that the existing SOP is not conducive for the new operations or the new beginning which we are going to make, and I'm very sure many of the property teams must have definitely made a new SOP for the new beginning. However, we all must know, or we all must keep it in the mind, the client at any cost should not be inconvenienced in such a way that it feels that we are tying them to we are making them tied up in such a way that they cannot do what they want. Obviously, they will not do what they want, but still, there are certain things which needs to be followed by us in the industry. We need to follow what the government authority says, what the government body says. We need to do certain changes that makes feel good for the staff as well as for the occupant or the buyer or the consumer. Of Oftentimes we have been questioned, or the property management team has been questioned, why is this that we are intelligent people, we know how to manage ourselves, why do we want to do all these things? Why do we want to go through all this stringent procedure of getting checked, the putting of the PPEs? Why do you want to put the mask? Why do you want to have the apps ready in your mobile and all those things? But I'm assuring you that these things are very much required, because it is the requirement of the government body which is there right now, and also as a proof that you are following the compliance. So we need to incorporate these certain things into your SOPs, into the new SOPs which are being created, in such a way that this becomes an habit later and gets into the system. Now, when we implement these things, when we implement these SOPs, we find ourselves in a better position to be more confident and better place to work around it. We know that when we are exposed to certain threats, these SOPs become our guidelines, become our protecting shield to avoid any kind of damages or any kind of health issues and risks. We need to now concentrate on what have we learned from this bygone past, and what are we going to implement it. We have learned many things in this era. We came to know so many things that we can write down a list of things what we can learn and how we can improve it. Our takeaways are very few takeaways needs to be implemented very immediately. Is that whatever you are learning from the situation, or whatever you have learned through, they all need to be imbibed in a system, or imbibed in a kind of a document which will make us a reference for any kind of future kind of such kind of situation which can be developed. We have learned that never to take anything granted, because the moment we start taking things granted, we end up in a very bad shape. Had we taken the foretold warnings about such kind of pandemic earlier, probably we would not have ended up in such a big lockdown. We know that we had got all the kind of information about what is going to happen and what the government wants to do. So all these kind of information needs to be taken very seriously. People should come together with the brainstorming sessions to understand and do what is supposed to be done. For if we knew that this was supposed to be done like this, we should have implemented it. So these kind of information which come should be really taken up seriously, and if not immediately implementation, at least we have something at back of our minds. We also know that we are getting so much of weather forecasts. Now, these forecasts are also kind of a warning which many people or many of us take it that okay, ये चलता है ये तो आते रहता है. God forbid that because of this negligence, we should not get into a kind of situation where we are caught off guard. So the first learning what we can learn or which we should always keep in our minds is never take things to be granted. The next thing what we can do is what we can learn or what we learned from the following incidents were that we need to keep our staff well motivated, because finally it is the team who is going to help out the industry. We need to work in as a team and to ensure that the team, those who are working, are fully motivated. Our motivation as property managers or senior level management should encourage the requirement of the property management task level team in such a way that they feel more important and they are more motivated to help rather than to be resented from their services. The third thing what we have learned or what we learn is how to define our jobs, how to define our time, how to define our work approach. With the lockdown taking place, we have also seen that with few limited people, we are also able to achieve many things. But how this is possible? This is only possible if we put in our thinking caps, we schedule certain kind of trainings, we teach people the limited jobs which each one can perform for one another. That is also known as cross training. This cross training can also help people to be more of a multi-skilled person rather than in a particular domain. The fourth thing what we can implement or what we learned is that people should be very much flexible to the vivid situation. There are many kinds of situation where people need to be operational at a flexible note. We cannot be very straightway saying that yeah ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. It cannot be done. It can be done if we take it in a positive way and we are flexible to it. If we are not flexible and if we are rigid, probably we will not be able to take a step further. For example, we say that we are working 8 to 8 o'clock for a 9-hour shift. We also can have a flexible time for staff in such a way that we have a coverage of at least 8 to 9 hours in staggered shifts or in staggered timings. Your lunch breaks, your tea breaks can be different, and it can be made in a staggered shift. So this will help that our work is continuous, there is no stoppage of the work, and people are also getting adequate breaks. We also need to be very proactively doing things in such a way that people appreciate the proactiveness rather than wait for the calamity to happen. We all know that we have been little lackadaisical in this kind of approach. We expected things to come up to us and then we start doing it. But I would say that it is very important to be more proactive, more intelligent, more wide spectrum in such things, so that we have a wide knowledge of things and then we are providing a helpful hand to the desired services what is going to be given. I am very sure that although my talk may be very generic, but there are many sites and there are many kinds of inputs which have come from various places, various societies, various kind of organizations saying that we should be implementing this, we should be implementing that. But at the same time, we should also see whether whatever we accept or whatever we wish to do is implemented in a very reasonable time. We have been also flexible in doing a mix and match for man and machine. But at the same time, we should also see the industry is not suffering because of manpower. At certain places where machine only can do. We cannot emphasize more on manpower on that. But it is in an ideal situation like this where the manpower maintenance or the manpower crunch is there, or we are downsizing the team, we should definitely have manpower. So friends, I would really like to conclude this talk, and I would appreciate if you have got any comments, and if you have got some suggestions which you would like to implement, please do let us know. Please do put it in this chat so that we can conclude this and go ahead. I will be happy to respond to a few comments which are there, and I would be very happy to also say a very happy season of the occasion of the season right now. Happy Ganpati.